So Doug, as you've been interviewed multiple times for different publications and such, as always kind of having a crystal ball. So tell us, what is your take on the market? And I'm sure I don't know if you can be as up as these guys, but give us something.
So it was funny because we were actually talking earlier about the Calgary real estate market. And what's interesting, so Calgary's in a recession, technically. So in a recession, typically in most cities or most centers, you'd find that housing would recess as well. Yet in Calgary, the market's level and there's some pockets that are doing quite well. As well, new build is doing very well. So even in a recession, you're seeing buildings come out of the ground in Calgary. You're seeing outlying areas are growing as well as in the core. So in terms of when you look at a market, I would say Calgary's doing well, all things considered, for housing.
Okay, so that being said, when we're talking new build, we're talking about kind of the optimism of creating different economics. What are you seeing that's starting to drive that? Because it's not oil and gas that's driving the new builds right now. Luke, what?
We're starting to see some different industries that are starting to grow. We're starting to see government support of those industries so that we can diversify the economy. I mean, for the first time, I think in recent history, we're not talking about oil and gas being our savior. The likelihood of that coming back to $100 a barrel oil over the next multiple years is not likely. So from our perspective, we're starting to engage in conversations and actively attracting organizations that are out of the norm for the economic growth of the city. Much of it has to do around technology. We've learned a lot from the oil and gas industry over the years, from the perspective of how technology can be utilized in conventional thinking and advance those causes. So we have a lot of educated folks in this city,
Yes.
An average age of 36. And a growth potential here as we continue to see influx of people coming in to Calgary, even though we were in a recession and have now started to climb out of it. We've always seen more people coming in to Calgary and to Alberta than we've seen leave. So that tells you that there is a lot of capacity here for growth.
And we're still ranking quite high worldwide in livability and in the city. So with the technology, I'm guessing that's a lot of startups. We're seeing a lot of entrepreneurs.
Yes, absolutely. The city and the province has been a location for entrepreneurial business for many, many years, and it's driven a good portion of our economy. I mean, Calgary's been rated 5th overall best place to live since 2009, and the cleanest big city in the world for the last 5 years. So from that perspective, we bring a lifestyle and a capacity here, both financially and other. And that really does attract a wide variety of people to the city, and we hope that we'll continue to do that and drive the growth of the economy.
Well, when we're talking about entrepreneurs and growing the economy, that's always been typically a harder nut to crack when it comes to getting a mortgage and getting established. Any kind of tips or things that are coming down the pipe that you can think of, Jeremy?
Well, it certainly has. I mean, there's a lot of entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs here in town. Some of the questions that we get are, individuals who have been employed, have gone self-employed now, been self-employed for a month or a year, and typically we say a 2-year type window.
Okay.
However, CMHC has recently come out and said they're going to peel back some of that red tape and look at ways to help entrepreneurs to get into homes sooner. They recognize that that's important.
Well, entrepreneurship is the way of the future, period. Like, we're all going to be out there working and moving forward and creating pockets of income and pockets within the economy. So, Doug, when you're helping somebody, maybe a first-time home buyer or somebody who has maybe gone through a reset, I like that, reset, we do resets. What would be their first steps? How would you do that? Is that contact your mortgage broker, then?
Well, first step's always contact your mortgage broker. You got to know how much money you got or how much you want to spend. But I just wanted to add too that one thing, there's a couple dynamics that I've seen in this recession, and I've been through a few of them because I've had to move out of Alberta myself at one point. But what's interesting is a lot of people don't want to leave this time. So even if they are losing their jobs, they're staying. They're gonna figure out how to stay. I'm seeing people downsize. And the other constant in Calgary is it's a young city, so families grow. And sooner or later, go from 1 to 2, so you might come out of a condo and head into the burbs. but just as equally, you're seeing people looking to downsize as well. So the market's active. Like it really is. It's active in all the stratas. It's active in all the areas. But again, it's always got to start with the dollars, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so now real quick, you each got you can ramble anything you want, as long as we keep positive. That's the rule on the show, keep it positive. Give me 30 seconds, what you see in the crystal ball, what you hope, fingers crossed.
Well, I see hope and prosperity in this city right now. The conversations that are being had for the first time in a few years are about looking forward and seeing some optimism. We're consistently looking from the perspective of economic development as to what there are areas that we can help that growth occur, and we're positioning the city globally, and we're faring well in the marketplace. So,
Sky Television from England, 10-star, fabulous, fabulous. All done right here in Alberta.
Absolutely.
All right, 30 seconds. Give us your crystal ball.
Crystal ball. Well, there seems to be a lot of, I don't want to say uncertainty out there. However, money likes to flow. It's like water. And the good news is there'll be products out there, continual growth and evolution in the mortgage space. And the CMHC announcement, it's all positive.
Positive. All right.
My 30-second take. Calgary is this is the first time I've ever seen it where it's truly, I think, a dynamic city. You got this huge new airport that's opened up a terminal there. The city just hasn't lost its vibrancy. If anything, it's gaining it, and it's gaining a reputation worldwide. And it really is. It's a city people want to live in. They want to stay here, raise their families. I mean, you can get to Banff quickly. You can get to almost anywhere you want to go quickly. So, you know, we've been through the worst of this, and it's just going to keep getting better.
So I'd like to thank our panel guests. Thank you so much, Luke, Jeremy, Doug. Positivity, love it. Join us online for the full panel discussion at homesandlifestyles.ca.